Hello and welcome to Facebook Conversations. My guest today is Sharyn Willard. She is a certified senior housing professional and also the owner of Mature Transitions of Tulsa. So let's get to it.
Sharyn, thank you so much for joining me, and I really do appreciate your time. You are such a busy lady. You have so many titles. You volunteer for so many things. If anybody is following your Facebook posts, I don't even know whether you sleep. Do you sleep?
Well, I do some. I do.
Okay. Because you're
I
such a
do
busy
somewhat.
lady.
At the end of the day, I just look and I don't know how I get it done. But thank you.
So Sharyn, tell us a little bit about the real estate side of you, and then also the Mature Transitions of Tulsa and how they fit together.
Okay, well, thank you. I am a certified senior housing professional. And basically what makes that different than a traditional real estate agent is that we specify unique situations and unique needs of senior adults. So, for example, if there is a customer that needs to sell a house, just a traditional young person, they need to upsize, get a bigger house for their needs, that's easier to do than it would be for a senior who is probably dealing with the loss of a spouse, maybe someone with dementia. They have years of accumulated things. And so you are talking to somebody that's a little bit different and unique and requires a little bit more patience. You want to be able to guide them, present a roadmap for them, but yet still you don't want them to feel like you're rushing them into making decisions, because this is very overwhelming. And a lot of seniors want to get it done, but then in the end, they are just overwhelmed. They just want to shut down. And so
I think it is overwhelming. And the fact that you go from the selling their property and helping them downsize and move into whatever the next phase of their life is just so wonderful, because I think looking at all the stuff that I have in my home, just moving is a terrible thought, but I can only imagine when you have maybe 50 or 60 years of memories and precious things, and you're going to move into maybe assisted living or even independent living, or even just downsize to another home, that mentally that is exhausting. And the fact that you can go in and guide them through the whole process is amazing. And I'm sure, is that the main thing when you go in? People are just, I just don't want to move because I have so much stuff.
Exactly. That's what's happening. And what happens is, for you and I, if we need something out of a cabinet, we just open the door and we get what we need. Well, when you're dealing with a senior and they're looking to move, they have smaller spaces they're going to move into, and there's limited amount of things that they can take with them. But when they go to those cabinets, they open them up, it's years of raising children, the grandchildren, maybe the spouse that they had coffee or tea with every single morning is no longer there. So everything is a memory to them, and it is very, very overwhelming for them. And that process is it just makes them, like I said, want to shut down. So for me, that's how I came about with Mature Transitions of Tulsa, because it's not just real estate. And you won't hear a traditional realtor say this, but sometimes it's just not the right time for them to move. So they say, give themselves some time after their spouse passes away to make that decision. A lot of realtors, the natural tendency is, let's just sell a home. We need to pay our bills, but it's more than that. So leading up to that, it's how are you going to downsize? What are you going to do with your possessions? Do you have children? And if you have children and grandchildren, do they even want that? So that's also part of it, is that, we spend our life collecting all these things, thinking that we're going to pass them down. But then the younger generation is like, hey, if it's not gray or white, I don't want it. Absolutely. So what am I going to do with all these things?
Because
that's just part of it.
People don't want the 16-piece china set anymore. Young couples don't want it. They've got nowhere to put it. So one thing I did, I went to your website, the Mature Transitions of Tulsa, and you have a team, And one person on your team is a hoarding specialist, which I'm sure must come in very handy. We all laugh about the amount of stuff, but for some people, that is a suffocating illness, hoarding.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
I
that's
have been told that I have some of the tendencies, and I'm 55, and so I know how that can happen, because it's like you just like these things and you collect them and then you want more. Sometimes it gets to a point where you can't find it, so you go buy another one. But what happens over time is you collect them and collect them and collect them. Every drawer someone goes in, every cabinet, there's just multiples. And it is just, sometimes people cannot physically move around their house because there's so many things that they have. And it not only is a bad situation as far as collecting more things, but it becomes a safety hazard. If when you get older, your mobility is not quite the same, your balance is not the same, and you're trying to navigate through your house with all these things that are piled up, it does become a safety issue and a safety hazard.
That's another thing that I read from the website, that all the services, and you offer so many services within your company, that one of them is actually a kind of modification of a home.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because some people don't want to move out of their home, or they want to just move into a smaller home, but they want to be totally independent. So you can help them modify the home to be safer, and so they can age in place.
Yes. So I am a part of the Home Builders Association, and they do have a committee. They do have a part that is Remodelers Council. And so what they do is they can go in and remodel. And when you're older, will your wheelchair or your scooter be able to fit in the doorways, the hallways? And so it allows you to be able to do that. One part of this as well is culturally. In some cultures, it's kind of a taboo to put your mom or dad in a senior community. And so they want to keep them at home as long as they can. So in order for that to happen, you do have to modify things, maybe adding some grab bars, but you don't want it to look like that. You want it to look nice and classy of a home, but yet still make it a safe living environment for them to be able to age in place until that time comes where it's necessary for them to have to move.
So we've been talking in other interviews that I've done. Obviously, COVID has hit all of us and our businesses, and we've had to adapt.
Yes.
To the way, I know within the law firm, we've been doing more video conferencing and telephone conferencing, and even virtual signings for our seniors so they don't have to get out if they don't want to. Have you seen a downtake on people, seniors moving into facilities right now? Are they moving into facilities right now in the Tulsa?
Well, they are, because the need is still there, but the process has changed. In a lot of senior communities, there's you have to check with each one to find out what the protocol is, because some only allow certain family members. If you're moving someone to community, we have to make an appointment. There's a block of time. You have to have everything scheduled to move in. And so just the way the process is being handled in each community makes a big difference, but they're still moving them in. There's still need for people to be able to move, but just that process of how it's being handled has changed a little bit, which has created a little bit of frustration for a lot of family members. And it is kind of hard for them, because they used to be able to just pop in and sign in the front desk and just go see their loved ones. Well, now that's changed everything. You're very limited and now that they've opened up more of the visitations for families to come, it's a little bit better, but there for a while, they couldn't visit at all. Everything had to be by social media, Zoom calls, which created another part for seniors, because a lot of them, they didn't know how to do this technology before. And so they've been having to be trained on that and having somebody come in and help with them.
I needed training when we started this journey.
Yes.
So, but I would tell seniors to hang in there. The facilities are doing their best. They just want to keep everybody safe. And as we evolve, procedures will get better, and whatever will happen with this will happen. But, if there is a need, especially Sharyn's company is out there to help you from beginning to end. They will get you out of your home. They will move you into your assisted living, independent living, nursing home, whatever. They will handhold you through the whole process. And especially if you have, your family is out of town and you're there, that gives your family the peace of mind to know that you have a professional that is walking you through this process and keeping you safe and keeping you on task and on target to get you where you need by the date that you need. So, Sharyn, how do people contact you if they would like to get some more information about what you do?
My website is maturetransitionsoftulsa.com. Also can call. There's a lot of people that don't like the texting, but you can call or text me at 918-605-1480. That's my cell phone number. My office number is 918-973-1350.
Okay, and I will put that on the end of this interview so people can see it, see the website and see the contact numbers. And Sharyn, thank you so much because you're such a busy lady and you do so much for the seniors in the Tulsa and surrounding areas. I can't wait to come and have coffee with you. If you can carve out a little time for me, keep busy.
Absolutely.
I follow you on all of your social media. And thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. Thanks, Trish. Appreciate it.